So hey everybody, today I have my beautiful model and muse Jasmine here with me. So we're going to do just something really natural, really glowy for the summertime, just to bring your face alive and make you look like summertime madness. Okay, so anyway, so as you can see, we're going to start out with just like a facial analysis. So as you guys can see, Jasmine does have some dark spots in her T-zone. She also has a little bit of dark circles underneath. We're going to cover that. And she also has a recovering sort of like a burn mark, so we're going to cover that too. And she just has like normal sunspots. So we're going to conceal that with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the orange shade. These things are about $1.90 on iKatehouse.com, or you can go to the Beauty Supply store. They have a bunch of them in all the colors. And I think the Beauty Supply store is like $2.99 or something. Like, they always go crazy on their prices. But we're just going to conceal. We're spotting it. We're not applying this all over her face. So we're just going to put it where she needs it. And then we will blend it out. Jasmine decided to go to someone else to do her makeup and her skin broke out. That's what happens when you're not loyal, people. It's like, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm going to take a Morphe E23 brush. This is from the Elite collection. Looks like this. And we're going to buff this out. So I'm dabbing. I'm not spreading, guys. Okay, it's all about the dab motion. This is going to conceal better. It's going to actually compress the product into her skin. So that way you get a cleaner finish and you will not see these dark spots after you apply the foundation. But we're just going to smooth it out. And again, I'm dabbing. I'm making sure I'm covering up her dark spots. And the burn, see, we're just dabbing that. Okay, everybody, so we're good. Next thing we're going to do is the foundation. I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix in NC30 on Jasmine. I like to give her a little tan when I do her makeup because she's very pale in the winter. So as the summer is transitioning, this is going to give her the perfect coverage, the perfect color, the perfect shade. In the winter, we want to bronze her up and not look so pale and dead. So, MAC Studio Fix NC30 for her foundation. Okay, so to apply the foundation, I'm going to be using a Morphe M427 brush. Online, this brush is considered a blush duo brush. However, it is perfect for foundation because it does not apply a bunch of product and it still gives you that same full coverage. And they're pretty affordable. They're like $5, so you can't really beat that. Again, less is more. You do not need a bunch of foundation. If you are covering up spots or anything like that, you can always get more product and just do your spots. Don't think you have to do your whole face with full coverage because your whole face does not need it, and that's why breakouts happen. So I'm just patting that in. Again, I'm not swiping. Swiping will lead to streaks. And I'm taking it all the way to the hairline, as you guys can see. And I am going to come back into this area and cover up some of that orange concealer. But right now, we just want to do an even application. And then we will go back in and make it more full coverage on the areas that she needs more full coverage. And it's not a problem if you're going to swipe to spread the product, but don't start swiping and streaking your whole face. It's all about patting in the product. So as you guys can see, her dark spots are starting to go away. I'm just going to apply some more just so you guys can see exactly what I mean. So as you guys can see, her dark spots are completely going away. There's nothing there. You can't even tell that she has a dark spot. So again, if you need to color correct dark circles, it is the color orange. You don't need a lot of it. Don't put it all over your face, only on the spots where you need to conceal. Okay, so now, as you guys see, I'm going back in and I'm pressing some of the product back onto the orange spots of her face just to make sure that everything is covered and there is no type of orange on her face at all. So again, like I said, you only need to go back in and add more coverage to the areas that you're concealing. You don't need to do a full face, a full coverage foundation. Especially for the summertime, it's hot, guys. All this stuff will melt off if you kick it on. Okay, so now that we have our foundation on, as you guys can see, there is no blemish to the face thanks to the concealer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start highlighting. To highlight her face, I always use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Creamy Beige. If you are the shades NC 30 to NC 44, I suggest using Creamy Beige. NC 44, you can also use Pure Beige. Some NC 45s you can use Pure Beige, but usually NC 45 and up, I'm sticking with the color Fawn. So just keep that in mind. That's a quick tip. A lot of people don't know how to color match their concealers, and these are just really, really affordable, so I just really suggest them. And they're really good for, you know, the amount you pay. Like, quality is amazing. So as you guys can see, I'm not going all crazy and going up here with it. I want to remain at just focus point here. And then I'm going to also, you know, conceal the nose, or highlight the nose anyway. Just a little bit on the forehead, because we're not going to go crazy. This is for every day. The lip and the chin. And we just want to make sure we have the same amount of product on each eye. Next, I'm going to take a beauty blender with some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to spray that just like so to dampen the sponge. When you dampen the sponge, it's going to move the product around a lot more fluid. Like, how can I explain it? It's going to move your product around really, really smooth, so you won't have any streaks. Also, because it's damp, it's going to give you that full coverage that you're looking for as well. So we're just going to dab like so, make sure everything is blended really, really good. And I have to make sure that I get into her creases, because she does have creases underneath, which, I mean, who doesn't? But you definitely want to make sure that you get into here, and we're going to set it really quickly. That way the makeup stays and it won't really crease throughout the day. So that is the plan. So we're just going to do this really quickly. It does not have to be perfect, but you do want to make sure that it's blended. And then we're going to do the same for the nose. I'm tapping. I am not, again, swiping. Everything is with a dabbing motion. So here, as you guys can see, very nice even coverage. You get a smooth finish. And it doesn't take too long. It takes about a couple seconds if you know what you're doing. So I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, to set her concealer, not a lot of people do this, but I like to do it. Where's my brush? But I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix Powder in NC30. So this I'm going to set the concealer with. This is a foundation powder. So this is going to give me a smoother coverage, a silky finish. It's just a lot more smoother, and it's going to get into those creases and not have that concealer crease for all day. So again, Studio Fix NC30. The brush I'm using for this is a Morphe M407 brush. If you need a brushless please email me. I will send it to you guys. And I'm just going to have her look up. And I am patting that product in. Again, I'm not swiping. Everything is just with a pat. Simple pat. And I'm making sure I get into that crease. Also, with this powder, it's very oil absorbing. So if you're very, very oily, definitely think about picking up this powder. Especially for the summer, everyone is going to be sweating. It's good just to have this powder on hand if you're out somewhere and you need to blot. I think this is perfect because it will not mess up anything that you've done on the face. And that's that. So I know a lot of people are using like the banana loose powder and all that good stuff, the Sasha Cosmetics powder. I love that stuff. However, I'm learning new techniques, and all you really need to do is have your powder. I know you guys like to bake. However, sometimes with skin tones, if you bake for too long, it's going to give you that gray cast that everyone sees in pictures. So not only that, a lot of people are not using the correct shade when they're setting their face. Jasmine can use banana powder. She is a lighter complexion. If you are at NC 45 and above, you need to be using a different shade like topaz, chestnut, nutmeg. All those shades are for darker complexions, and they give off a really warm, beautiful tone to your concealer. So just keep that in mind, okay guys? Banana powder is not for everyone. So right now, just to give you guys an idea, this is what I'm talking about. This loose powder right here, you don't need it. It's summertime, you don't need to bake. So all you need is a good powder, exactly what I just used, the MAC Studio Fix powder, and you're good to go. It's very even, very pretty, and it's very, very softening. So moving right along, I'm gonna go ahead and contour her. I like to do my face first before I just focus on here. To me, if you do your face first, that cuts out a lot of the timing that you need to work with your eyes. Like, eyes take a very, very long time, and you have to be precise. So I'm going to go ahead and put her foundation and everything on so you guys can see that. And let me see, for her contour, I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Dark. Whew. Now, you could use a bronzer, you could use a contour palette. However, with these Mineralized Skin Finish powders, they're going to give you that more natural blend, that natural transition from the highlight to the contour. And it won't be so harsh on your skin. It won't be like, oh my gosh, she's contoured. It's going to look a lot more natural. So the brush I'm using is a Morphe E4 brush, which is an angled contour brush. And this is in the shade Dark, guys. So this is going to give me that bronzing effect. And I'm just going to have her turn this way so you guys can see. So I'm going to start from here at the top of her ear. I'm just going to pat like so, bring it down. And as you guys can see, it's a very natural transition. It's not like, yeah, like look at me, I'm contoured. Like, it's just very, very subtle and natural. And you can bring it down to here just to make sure that your line is not like super straight. You know what I mean? Like, it's not harsh. And as you guys can see, I'm also bringing it into the hairline. Bring it into the hairline, guys, because if her scalp was white and then her face around here is dark, that's not cute. Like, no. Like, bring it into the hairline so it looks natural, and you guys can blend it how you want to. You can buff it out, or you can just simply just pat it downwards like so, like how I'm doing now. But you want to be sure that you are creating a sense of shadow and that it looks really natural. And also, guys, your finger is your best friend, okay? if something is too harsh, you can always use your fingers to blend it out. So let's say right here, you can always use your finger to blend that out, make it look more natural. So don't be afraid to use your hands. I know a lot of people like instill about the fact of like be sanitary, but your finger is your best tool, and it's always going to guide you and give you that really nice blend if you need it. So keep that in mind. I'm also going to contour her nose. Even though she doesn't really need it, I like to do it anyway. So just for purposes for this webinar, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So underneath her brow, I'm bringing my line up here, blending it down the bridge of her nose. And again, use your finger to blend that out so it's not so harsh. So I think the number one rule to makeup really is like blending. You have to be on point with your blending because you don't want to be like that person that everybody knows is having a cake face. So blending is important. Now, really quickly, I'm going to do her eyebrows. I love to do eyebrows. It's my favorite thing to do. And I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade in dark brown. Usually I use ebony because Jasmine's hair is usually always black, but I can't put my hand on it right now. So I'm going to use dark brown. It's exactly almost the same. Ebony is a tad bit darker on the blackish brown side. The dark brown is literally a dark brown shade. So I'm going to be using a Zoeva winged liner brush. This brush you can get wherever. Just get a winged brush. So angled brush right here, really slim. They come in like every palette. So I'm going to use that for our brows. It's going to give us a more precise line. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, I'm starting underneath the brow. So I'm starting at the tail of the brow. And I'm making my line. And I'm going to do the exact same thing over top. As you guys can see, my line and most of my product is at the line and at the bottom. Well, you know what I mean, the back of the brow. To make the brows look more natural, once we get up here, the less product we use. So again, I'm just following the shape of her brow using the most product at the ends, and I'm not going to re-dip the brush at all. I'm just, whatever's left over my brush, I'm going to bring it upwards to the front of the brow. And that gives me a natural brow. So again, I'm going to do the same thing on this brow. Following the shape of her eyebrows. Leaving majority of the product at the tip of the brow. Also, no eyebrow is ever identical. So if you guys can't make your eyebrows look the same, it's okay. Because no one's eyebrows grow the same. And there we have natural brows for every day. They aren't dramatic. They aren't super, super dark. They're just really, really pretty and precise. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up underneath with that same LA Girl Pro Concealer in Creamy Beige. I'm going to use a Morphe B75 brush, just a regular straight brush, and it's thin. So this is going to give me a more precise line when I am cleaning up her brows. So I am just going right underneath, and I'm going to have it return so you guys can see. So I'm just going right underneath the brow. And I am just going to pull that product down. And again, you can always use your finger to blend this out. You don't have to use a brush. It should look just like that. You're just cleaning them up. You're not doing anything too serious. Like, it's not, you're not going to die if you don't clean your eyebrows up. You don't have to do this. You can skip this if you want. But because Jasmine is dressed so nicely, I figured she has a hot date after this. And, you know, why not clean up the brows? Why not? And that's done. It doesn't take too long. Also, another good thing about this concealer is you can use this as your eyeshadow primer. This stuff is really, really good for helping your eyeshadow stick. I'm not going to use it as a primer today because this is for every day. So we don't need it to be super sticky. She's not doing anything too dramatic. Every day, going to the grocery store, taking out the trash, that type of thing. You know how we like to get dolled up to do that. Okay, so anyway, this is a really, really good primer for your eyeshadow. Just FYI. Okay, starting on eyes, I'm using a Morphe M330 brush. Looks like this. I'm going to be using the shade, let's see, what shade is this? I'm going to be using the MAC Saddle eyeshadow, and I'm going to take this into her crease. So this is apparently her crease, guys. That's how you identify the crease. The crease is here, right underneath that brow bone. That's your crease. And I'm going to wing it out a little bit. So again, blending is key. I'm putting it into her outer V and her crease. I'm also using this as a transition shade, which is why I'm going a little bit above that brow bone. Now I'm using Saddle because a brown is going to give us that summertime glow, which bronzing and all that stuff, all that good stuff people do, is to bring more definition and more tone and more color to your face. Now again, this doesn't have to be perfect, okay guys? Because we haven't even put our lid shade on, but I wanted to get some sort of base on the eye so we know where not to go too far with the lid color. And we're just going to stick to a basic 2 eyeshadow or 2 colors for the eye for every day. And now I'm using the shade Brownscript by MAC just to define that crease some more. So as you guys can see, I'm just, following the same shape, blending back and forth. And there we have that. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect because we haven't added our lid color. Now for this, I'm going to be using the MAC Soft Serve eyeshadow. It's brand new, just came out. At first I was very, very skeptical about this product, but I absolutely love it. Look how glowy that is, and you can Is it still recording on mine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can use this in your bronzer. You can mix it in your foundation, and it's going to give you a really nice all over glow. So, multifunctioning. Okay, so to apply this, I'm using the MAC 248 brush, which is a flat shader brush. It's really, really good for liquid, good for powders, and good for creams, obviously. So this is a cream. And this also does not have to be perfect. But you do want to make sure that it's all over the lid. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with Saddle in that M330 brush. And I'm going to blend some more right here, where her crease meets the lid. Now I'm going to have her look up, and for this I'm going to be using MAC Saddle and the Morphe M149 brush, and I'm going to get underneath her lid, well, underneath her lower lash line. And basically all I'm doing here is smoking it out. So to bring even more attention to her eyes, I'm going to take some of that MAC Soft Serve eyeshadow, the cream, on that same brush, the 248 brush, and I'm placing this directly right in her inner corner, and I'm bringing it to the center. It's going to make her eyes pop, and it's also going to give her a really beautiful glow all day. It's going to bring a lot of attention to the eyes without doing much. And right now I'm just dusting off some of that glitter that fell out of the eyeshadow. We don't want that to get stuck to her face. For blush, I'm going to be using the MAC Modern Mandarin, and I'm going to use that same brush that I used to contour, which is the E4 by Morphe. And just an orange color, just to give her some color to her face. And again, if you want to tone it down, use your finger, you can wipe it off. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using black. Just use any good black eyeliner that's good for smudging. So I'm going to look up for me. Yep. I'm going to line her waterline. And Jasmine is a blinker, so I have to do this fast. And I'm taking it all the way to the corner. Do you feel like you're going to tear up?
Mm-mm.
Then I'm going to take the Morphe M213 brush. This is a smudging brush. It's really, really small, so you can get to the bottom of your lash line. Where we put that eyeliner, I'm just going to smudge it out so it makes it look more smoky underneath. And it should look like that. It looks more blended. It looks more complete. It doesn't look like she just put eyeliner on. Moving on, I'm going to use some mascara. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is waterproof. This is really good for girls who blink a lot. It's good for girls who their eyes get watery. It's good for allergy season. It's good. This is a must-have in your kit, especially if you're going to do weddings, brides, bridesmaids. I made a big mistake like last year, and I did not bring waterproof mascara, and it was a mess afterwards. So waterproof mascara, always keep this in your kit or somewhere. Throw it in your purse. Something is always good to have. So I'm going to have her look up so we can get the bottom lashes. And Jasmine has like really full long lashes on the bottom. So this mascara just really makes them pop. And then with summertime, I think it's all about like glowing and looking like, you know, you're bronzed for the gods. So I mean, I'm all about that look. With a Morphe 505 brush, I'm just going to blend her eyeshadow out a little bit more. Nothing is on this brush. There's no product. And I'm just going to go back in and blend this out so there are no harsh lines. So I'm taking that up. As you guys can see, it's up here. There's nothing on this brush. I am literally just blending it upwards. And you can use your finger to clean it or to make it more precise on how you want it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add eyelashes. At first I was going to keep it really natural. Now if you want no eyelashes, skip this step, but I'm going to go ahead and add eyelashes just to show you guys how to apply these. So what you'll need is some tweezers. This is going to help you times 10. And you're going to need some eyelash glue and the eyelashes of your choice. These are the Image Control Enhancer 120 BL. Okay, so to get them out, I just plucked them out using the tweezers. And with my glue, this is House of Lashes, their white glue. I'm not going to be doing too much of a wing liner for Jasmine. She doesn't really like it. So we're going to stick to something that everybody can do and just, you know, skip the whole thing of eyeliner. I'm going to let this dry for about 30 seconds. As you guys can see, I'm holding the lashes and I'm just blowing them. I want the glue to be tacky. This is where a lot of people make the mistake. They just put the glue on and pop them on and think they're going to stay. You have to make sure that the glue is tacky. So I'm placing the lash on her lash line. I am not placing it on her eyelashes. gonna have her keep her eyes closed, and as she's drying, I'm gonna add my Good highlight. This is by Saleha Give Me Glow in Hollywood Gold. Absolutely love this stuff. Works on all skin tones. And I'm gonna use a Sedona Lace FB01 brush. I'm gonna have her turn so you guys can see. And it's giving her that really nice bronze and gold glow. I'm also going to put this down the center of her nose just a little bit at the bottom, on her lip, and a little bit on her chin. For lips, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lipstick. This is their liquid lipstick in Teeny Tiny. Looks like this. Is like a mauve. Really pretty for summer. Because like that dark purple pink. And here we have the finished look. So she looks something like this. Maybe it's not every day for the normal person, but you know, this is every day, just something glowy that you can put on with any outfit and it will still look bomb. So it has like your burgundy browns, it has your sparkle of gold, it has your highlight, give you that really nice soft contour. It has your bold lip. You can also change your lip to any color, so you don't have to use this color. You can use any color. So this is what it looks like. I hope that you guys enjoyed this webinar. Feel free to leave your comments and questions down below, and I will try to get back to everyone as soon as possible. If not, I'll have my email down below for you guys, and you guys can email me directly. I'll be sure to have a brush list, a product list, and everything else for you guys that you guys need to know. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next webinar. If you guys want to see a specific look, let me know. We'll set that up. And I will talk to you guys later.